Hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name's Ketevan and I'm super excited today to announce a challenge for October. So this is the first challenge I'm going to be doing on this channel. I'm very happy that Anne from Anne Novella asked me to co-host this challenge with her, so I'm really looking forward to it. For Anne, it's less, I think, of a challenge and more like just her normal reading. For me, it's definitely a challenge. I will definitely be not sure I can actually finish it. So we'll see how it goes come October. But essentially the challenge is called, as you might know from the title, Doorstopper Doom. And as you might guess from that, the challenge is to read Doorstoppers. So for me, this is not my typical reading style. I don't dislike long books. I'm not opposed to them. I just gravitate to the shorter books. I really enjoy a short, snappy read. So yeah, I'm not sure I can do it. So there's 3 levels of the challenge. The first level is to simply just pick the longest book that's sitting on your shelf or that you've been meaning to read or that you've been wanting to read and start it in October. If you can, finish it, but if not, no worries, just start it, right? Just get over that hump of like being intimidated by it and just do it, right? And the second level, because Doorstoppers technically are supposed to be 700 pages, I think, or longer. So the second level is to read 2 official Doorstoppers, so 2 books that are 700 pages plus. And then the third level, which is what Anne and I are doing, God help us, 10 500 plus page books. So that is definitely the most amount of reading I'll have ever done in 1 month. It is a lot. We'll see how it goes. I have a nice big pile of possibilities here that I've selected for maybe reading during this month, and I'm going to share those with you and kind of let you know what my intentions are for the month. So let's just get started. The first one is a little bit of a cheat. It's the Count of Monte Cristo, which of course is massive. It's like 1,200 pages long, but I've actually already read about 700 pages of it. So I started this in January and I thought like, oh, I'll read like, you know, a couple chapters a day. I'll get it done before June. And to be honest, it's just been dragging and I just haven't been picking it up. So I decided to kind of hold off and keep this for October, and I'm gonna finish the last 500 pages in October. We'll see how that goes. So then I have the rest of my selections, which are just regular or 500 plus change, nothing dramatic like the Count of Monte Cristo. So I have 2 Australian picks, the Thorn Bird. This is actually, I think, the longest one on the list that I'll be reading in its entirety. It looks so tiny, but it's actually like it's over 600 pages. And this is an Australian classic. I've heard a very messed up story, so we'll see, but it's about a white settler family in Australia and all the different family drama that happens. And then Carpentaria by Alexis Wright. This one is going to fit into my Read Around the World challenge for Australia because Alexis Wright is Aboriginal. And I don't know exactly what this is about. I mean, it's like a family, you know, story, but it's meant to be like sort of like an epic Aboriginal Australian tale. So I'm very much looking forward to this one. And then I've got Americanah by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. This has been on my shelf for way too long. I need to just read it, and it luckily squeaks over the 500 page mark. So I'm really looking forward to this one as well. And then I also have Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison, another classic, but I bought this for book club, I think at the very start of COVID, and then the book club ended up just disbanding because everyone was really overwhelmed with like the very start of COVID, and we never ended up reading it. So I'm gonna read it this month. We'll see. And then 2 more classics, actually. The Poisonwood Bible by Barbara Kingsolver. This has been on my shelf for forever, and I've hesitated to read it because it's essentially the story of white colonizers going to Belgian Congo and, you know, doing missionary work. It's not really like the subject matter that I would like be attracted to normally, but everyone raves about it. Everyone says it's amazing. So I've been like debating back and forth, and a few weeks, maybe a month or 2 ago, I noticed on Alina's channel, she unhauled it and said she liked it, and I asked her like, do you think it's worth reading through like a decolonization lens? And she was like, yes. So I was like, okay, I'm keeping it, and since it's fitting the page number requirement, I'm thinking this is the month to read it in. And then Catch-22, Joseph Heller, another like super classic American text, or lit, but I just haven't picked it up because it's like, I'm sure it's great. I don't need a book to tell me war is bad. But I do want to read it because I do believe war is bad. And it'd be nice to read something that kind of validates that, I guess. And then 2 light ones because, oh my goodness, like this is so much. Bill Bryson, Made in America. This is just like an informal history of American English. Super light, super fluffy. Looking forward to that. And then The Book Thief by Markus Zusak, I'm gonna say. This is it's not light subject matter, but it is a children's book, so I'm not super worried about it being too heavy. Many adults I've met and seen on the internet say this is their favorite book ever, so like I have to just check this out and see what it's about. And I found a used copy for like a couple bucks, like maybe a few months ago, so I was like, why not? And then I have a couple Margaret Atwood options. The first one is The Blind Assassin, and then the second one is The Robber Bride. Oops, there you go. Both of these I just picked up to have on hand. You know, I typically like to read a Margaret Atwood like once a year, and these are both sort of like tangentially related to criminology, so that's why I chose these over her other works. So yeah, I'll just probably pick one of those, not both of them. And then we have Oil by Upton Sinclair. Upton Sinclair is, I think, much more famous for his work The Jungle, which is about sort of like the lack of sanitation in canning facilities in early America in the 20s. And this one is sort of like a novelization of a real oil scandal during the 1920s in the United States. And so I don't really know much about other than what I read on the Wikipedia page when I saw this book in a used bookstore, and I was like, oh, I didn't know that was a thing. And so it was a thing. So hopefully if I get to this one in October, I'll know more about that. And then these are more big maybes. We'll see. The first one is One River, Explorations and Discoveries in the Amazon Rainforest by Wade Davis. I've read, what's it called? The Serpent and the Rainbow by Wade Davis, which is an ethnography of his time in Haiti, exploring he's an ethnobotanist, and so he was down in Haiti figuring out what the actual plants are in voodoo zombie rituals. And it was an amazing book. I loved it. And this is just another book he wrote based on his experiences as a student in the Amazon, looking at coca, the source of cocaine, a sacred plant known to the Inca as the divine leaf of immortality. So this should be just as interesting, but the thing is, this is huge. It's actually not that long. It's only 500 pages, but it's very big, and I don't have this on audio, and I just know that I'm not the person to enjoy picking up big, heavy books. So I have a feeling like this will get pushed back, but it's on the list. If I get inclined, it's there. And then finally, the other big maybe is This Fair Land, an anthology of Maltese literature. So I picked this up for my Read Around the World challenge for Malta, and I thought I would just kind of like pick it up a little bit by little bit and like not, you know, rush it. But the truth is I haven't picked it up at all, and I'm not sure why. And I'm wondering if like including it in the challenge will sort of motivate me to just read a little bit every day, because even, you know, this is another squeaker. It's like 507 pages, no, 18 pages. And if I read, you know, a certain number of pages each day, maybe that'll be like a good motivation. We'll see, but that's another like very big maybe. So those are my options. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 different options. Plenty, because I only need to read 10. So we'll see how it goes, especially since I do want to read like other books in October. Like I definitely want to read at least 1 or 2 Halloween-ish books, and then I also want to read Frankenstein in Baghdad, which is like sort of like a retelling of Frankenstein in the Iraq War. So we'll see if I manage everything. And hopefully I enjoy it. I don't come out of it in tears. No, I will not push myself. Like, you know, if I don't finish, I don't finish. It's okay. The whole point is it's a challenge. Not all challenges are, you know, completed, and that's fine. But anyway, so that's my pile of possibilities for October's Doomstopper Doom. I am really looking forward to it. All of these books I do want to read. That's why I keep them. I'm very like quick to unhaul things that I'm no longer interested in reading. So the fact that I have all these long books means I really do want to read them. It's hard to make the time for such a long read in your reading life, for me at least, because all I can think of is like, oh, I could read like, you know, 2 or 3 books in the space that it would take to read one long book. But obviously the long books are very much worth it. So I hope you can join me and Anne in this challenge. It's gonna be a wild ride. I'm really looking forward to this challenge. I'm really looking forward to hearing if you would like to participate at whatever level. And even if you're not going to participate, I do want to hear about, you know, the big books you've either read in the past that were well worth it, or the books that you're currently intimidated by to pick up. I do want to hear about big books because obviously based on this challenge, I do want to read more of them. And I think this will be a good opportunity to really hear about more big books that are worth it, you know, because that's my biggest fear with big books is like, is this going to be worth it? Am I going to read 300 pages and then decide, oh, I want to DNF it? You know, that's like my biggest fear as a reader, even though it shouldn't be. Like, nothing's a waste of time, but it's still how I feel. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.